Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick, The Americans. The final season continues. Meredith, Ben, Alonso, episode 3.
Not brought to you by Cheetos, although if they want to sponsor.
Yes, they, please, you know where to call us. All right, so there's an interesting thing for me. What I'm kind of noticing is this sense of nostalgia versus the future. I felt like there was a lot of that this episode in terms of thinking about what Russia used to be, talking about where Russia's going to go. And weirdly enough, it seems like at the same time, Elizabeth feels sort of torn between her desire to still be Russian and be connected to Russia, but also her desire to keep the Cold War alive.
Yeah, sure. That's what she the great scene with she and Philip where she says, you know, I don't want to be like them. You know, there's perestroika and glasnost, and they're gonna make us just like them. I don't want to be just like them. And the people, and she says it's not what the people in Russia want. And he says, you haven't talked to anybody in Russia in 20 years. And she says, neither are you, but it lands much more on her.
Well, yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, but I read the Washington Post.
Right, yeah, she's like, oh, the Washington Post. She's just got an excuse to, what is she, you know, she's in denial that things could actually change. And that idea of nostalgia and looking to the past while moving forward, that legitimately must have been what I'm sure nearly everyone in Russia was feeling. Like, what is happening here? Because I'm sure they realized that going forward, obviously it was going to be great.
Oh, no doubt. Smooth sailing ahead,
as it has been. Yeah. So anyway, of course, a really great episode. We're set. Really, it just focuses on what we're building to. Is Philip really going to legitimately spy on his wife?
Right.
Yeah. Is she going to continue to shut him out? Their relationship is shattered.
Yeah, she can't talk to him about stuff anymore. He doesn't feel like he can talk to her about his meetings with Oleg. And then you have Paige now who can't turn to Elizabeth as her mom.
Right.
Only as her boss, basically.
Yeah, and Elizabeth, I mean, showing no understanding that situation, handling it only as if she's her handler, and not her mom.
And even in that scene, though, you still see that the stress where Elizabeth is coming from is that she doesn't want Paige exposed to this. While she was still upset at Paige coming in, possibly breaking up, the protocol. At the end of it, you could still see she's her mother, and Paige or Elizabeth continues to shield Paige from the worst of it. The whole talk last week about you're not going to have to sleep with people. Don't worry, your job is going to be different.
But right, she's saying that. So I think this now. As I'm hearing us talk about it, this is all about Elizabeth is in denial on 6 or 7 major things, right? Yes. She is not, I guess, in denial about the state of her marriage. Right. She's in denial about whether this was good for Philip. It was great for Philip, right? He seems much more like they've made him look younger and happier and more vibrant. You know, I mean, he's got the corny work speeches and stuff, but deliberately corny.
And I think there's something to that actually, because we would not have gotten that scene with the school administrator if that wasn't going to pay off later in terms of he's clearly having some economic issues. Yeah. And I think that work speech is there's a hint of desperation.
Totally, no question. No. I know it has a role to play. It was still goofy though.
Oh no question. Heaven help you if you ever have a boss who gets a book or goes to a seminar, because then it's like, oh no.
And the direction is so great because the staff is like. They say, come on, that's right, everybody, yeah. So, but she's in denial about Paige will have to sleep with people. Paige will see people shot in the head.
Paige will shoot people in the head.
Paige will risk her life on occasionally these assignments are incredibly dangerous. She's in denial about the reality of Gorbachev and perestroika and glasnost and where the Soviet Union is headed. She's in denial about everything. She's in denial
about her own role in this. She thinks she's saving Russia, and the reality is she's an agent of other people who want it to remain the same.
Right, who want, exactly.
She's now officially on the wrong side of history. She hasn't been the whole time.
Right, so the question is, will Philip pull her over, or will they kill each other? Will one of, it's the Americans, I don't put it past them.
Totally.
I would like to think that they have a way forward together because they are such a, they are one of, I don't think I'm giving in too much here to hyperbole, they are one of the most interesting, at times, wildly in love and right for each other couples in television history. This is an amazing TV couple. If it's shattered at the end because by forces much bigger than they are, which could certainly happen, that would be horrible. By the way, great moment there. They're in this conversation. Paige has seen a guy, he didn't realize his mother pulled the trigger, but seen a guy shoot himself in his head, his mother covered with blood, and Henry calls about that. I had the game-winning assist, Dad. And he's like, yeah, it's great, Henry. We got a lot of work stuff here. And I'll call you in the morning. Yeah. So I don't know. I as always, I thought it was, and we finally had the scene of between
Stan and Oleg.
Yeah, which is always an interesting relationship. I suppose Oleg had to be. I don't really remember what happened. I know we saw Stan behave good.
Right, and Oleg has no reason to believe him, but it is interesting they finally get this face-to-face where Stan gets to say, well, here's what happened, I'm really sorry about it, I literally did everything I could to stop it, and that's why it stopped, and Oleg's like, yeah, right.
I like that he said it, though. Like many shows would sort of leave it, and we'd be like, just tell him, Stan!
Yeah, no, that felt cathartic, whether or not it landed with Oleg.
It'll probably land in their meetings, subsequent meetings. Right.
You know, we talk about relationships on this show, and Stan and Oleg is another one of those great relationships that we've seen evolve throughout this.
And they talked about Nina.
I know, and I ultimately want them to end up working together. Or, you know, I think we were both reading a very similar article where I would like them to go on a road trip together.
I didn't read that.
The Vox article is great.
I definitely want that. I also am curious, are we going to go back to, is Stan's wife Russian?
Okay.
I know. They planted that ages ago. Are they married?
And now
are they married or are they still dating?
They're together. They're very much together.
I'm like, I was like, this? That's not, I thought she was just sort of fishing to get him to talk about stuff, but like, she wants to go work for the FBI. Like, that's deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't seem like it now, but, and maybe that would be that, maybe that's just a suggestion of the paranoia that Philip and Elizabeth would have, like, that's because they would never tell us.
Right. Yeah. That's, oh God. And then the whole thing with the
ice hockey player.
Yes, right. Those two. So it's like, we're great at keeping secrets. I told my boss at TASS about it. You know. So
he's fine.
But that's totally the right thing to do. It's like, no, well, now you've blown your cover, so I have to drag you both in.
Adderholt and Stan, those guys are like they're good. They're like they're stand-up guys. They're like, we gotta go get him.
Stan can't keep out of it. He's like, no, I'm dealing with drug dealers and serial killers, bank robbers. It's great. Oh, hey, so what's going on over here? Like, oh, you're an addict, Stan. You just want back in.
All very obviously, it's super gripping, and we're all, like most of America, waiting for Pastor Tim to make it
back.
Yes,
right?
indeed.
We did get the bishop, right? The guy who married them, the Russian.
Okay.
Right. Yes. Not the same.
We got him. And it must be nice. That was an opportunity for Elizabeth to have like a genuine conversation, because even her conversations with the unbelievably wonderful, spectacular Margot Martindale, like those are still
occluded.
Yeah, that's right. There is still a degree of propaganda involved there. You felt like with the bishop there was at least. I mean, they're true believers, but they're real people.
Yeah.
Yes, and
they're not trying to coerce each other.
It would be nice to see like Philip join in on that conversation, because I'm sure because they both have a lot to talk about.
And maybe he can help reconcile them.
All right, we got. I don't know how many there are this year.
Not enough.
Yeah.
Not enough. But anyway, we still got a ways to go. Good stuff. We'll be back next week.